What's up, everybody? I'm at a coffee shop here in Manila. So, this is what I want to talk about when you travel internationally. Is, you know, I certain things I plan, like I really want to do. Yesterday, I went to Fort Santiago, which is like a historical spot here in Manila. If you're in Manila, please go. It's old. It's called Old Manila, and Fort Santiago was built in the 1600s by the Spanish, because this was a Spanish colony. And then it became, the British used it, America used it in the late 1800s. Then the Japanese took it over in the 1940s, and there was a big battle, the Battle of Manila in 1945, sort of the end of World War II, when America helped liberate the Philippines, right? So it's this big historical, and it's cool, and I planned it, and everyone in the city knows where it is. So today, I just kind of want to walk around a little bit, and I walked down by the waterfront, and I saw on my map, I was using Apple Maps, the Museum of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I'm like, oh, I love going to museums. Most cities have some type of museum like that. It was great. So I walked, it was about a 20-minute walk along the waterfront. I went along the waterfront, and I was trying to find it, and it looked like it was in this giant, like, huge two-city block office or like compound of government buildings. There's fences all the way around it. And I went to all these different, the map, I couldn't find an entrance. I went to all these different like security guard, heavy security, because it was a government building. And they kept saying, oh, it's down there. And they look at the map, and I was like, Museum of Metropolitan Museum of Art. And they're like, oh, what? They're like, one time the security guard was asking, like, some old like street vendor dude. And I was like, I walked around the city block, talked to 4 different security guards, 4 different checkpoints. They all told me different things. And I never found it. I couldn't find it. And it's one of those things, I always call it, it's gonna happen when you travel. There's gonna be a boondoggle day. There's gonna be a day where you're just gonna try to find something, and it's not, the map have it wrong, or people don't know where it is, or it's, the big stuff, like Fort Santiago. If you ever come to Manila, every cab driver will know where it is. Every citizen will know where it is. You get on a train, in a cab, every hotel, everyone will know where it is, and they'll tell you how to get to it. It's very easy. It's like the Eiffel Tower, right? It's like one of those spots. Everybody knows where it is. But so it's the stuff where you find these boondoggles, man. And, the instinct to like, man, get all frustrated. My plans. Let that go. I just was like, all right, this is part of the experience. And so I ended up now at this little coffee shop, and I was like, got this, it's basically boba. They call it milk tea, and they don't call these boba, they call them black pearl in the Philippines for whatever reason. So I got this sort of green tea, jasmine, and they put this like actual milk. I always say, guys, I'm vegan in LA. Vegan is a first world privilege, so it tastes really good. It was hot out. I was just like, I gotta just I was starting to get hungry, and I was like, I just need to go sit and chill. And then the workers downstairs, it's like I'm in an upstairs spot, right? And there's the city street, and periodically, I don't know if she'll do it, but she was just periodically, one of the women downstairs working behind the counter would just start singing, and they're laughing, and that to me, while I didn't get to do this museum and do this plan that I really wanted to see, it didn't happen, but it was just all part of the experience. That's the beautiful thing, and so I've just gotten to walk around the city and talk to people, and that's, to me, part of the traveling is like, you gotta figure it out. Now, the Philippines, because of it was an American colony in the 1800s, and then because America helped liberate it from the Japanese in World War II, everybody here speaks English for the most part. So like when I was in Thailand, not a lot of people speak English. But that's part of the experience, I think. You got to just figure it out. I sort of like that. You can have your phone and the apps and do all your research ahead of time, but you're still just going to be wandering around lost someday. And to me, that's part of the experience. And then you have to talk with locals. You have to try to figure it out. And I love that. I remember when I was in Russia, and a friend of mine hooked me up with this like tour guide, and she showed me all around Moscow, and she said that it's the simplest thing in Russia, just put a ski at the end of certain American words. And I remember I was in this coffee shop. It was a similar thing. I was going to go interview somebody for my documentary, Graham Goes to Russia. This pop singer. It was really cool. I went to Warner Brothers, Moscow. Really cool. And so I got there early. I had to take a bunch of trains or whatever. Some other way far out part of Moscow. Moscow's a massive city, and I was in this little coffee shop, and they had this cooler of like pre-wrapped sandwiches. It was all in Russian. I didn't understand any of it. So I waved the woman over that was working behind the counter, and I just pointed at all of the sandwiches, and I went, "Vegetariansky?" And she went, "Ah, da," and grabbed the sandwich and said, "This one's and said Vegetariansky," and pointed at the sandwich. And to me, that was awesome. That's like part of the experience of travel. And here we are in Russia, these two countries where politically we're very much at odds, and we don't like Putin, and they don't like us, and blah, blah, blah. But that's governments, that's politics. People all want to get along, for the most part. The people all want to get along. Most people just want to get along. And this woman just wanted to help me find a sandwich. And these guys today just wanted to help me, sell me a boba tea. And I get to just reset here. And then I reached out, I was trying to find, then I saw this other map of a sports museum. There's this whole sports complex. There's like a baseball stadium. And so I was like, all right, I'll go to the sports museum. That's all under construction, so that shut down. And then, because I'm a Bitcoiner, there's the Orange Pill app. If you're into Bitcoin or new to Bitcoin, download the Orange Pill app, it's free. And then you can open it up and see other Bitcoiners in your area. So I reached out and found this dude who's from Europe or something, Austria, or maybe he's from Spain, I forget. But he's a Bitcoiner, and I'm meeting this dude for dinner. And we're just two Bitcoiners are gonna hang out talking Bitcoin. So there's a community out there, people. You can go to these message boards and other travelers, and I recommend meeting up with people. Just meet other travelers or locals or whatever. That's just part of the experience. So you're going to get lost, and it's going to be awesome because you're going to just find some boba and a sandwich, a vegetariansky.